with Intention, podcast where we bring you stories from around the globe. Hello and welcome everyone to another beautiful episode on Rise and Thrive Mornings with Intention. And I get so excited when I hear people go to certain retreats and they find something amazing. So I have here Jasmine Egelnow. She was with me on another podcast. If you have missed it, go back to my podcast and watch. It was on being an author and other amazing things. But today we are actually here because she will share with us her amazing weekend journey with Dr. Joe Dispenza's Progressive Retreat that she went to just recently. So I'm so excited for you, Jasmina, that you were, first of all, able to go. And second, that I have you here with me to tell us more about it. So welcome.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited and grateful. And yes, thank you. I am really so grateful that I had that opportunity as well to go. Yes.
Awesome. So, Jasmina does a lot of things. So, just a short info about who you are, where you from, and what do you do, and then we'll jump right into your amazing weekend with Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreat.
Yes, sure. I will give you a short version today. I am Jasmina Egelnow. I live in Sweden. I am a single mom. I have two beautiful boys, teenagers. And I am a success and life coach nowadays. Before that, I had a long corporate career, leadership career for almost 20 years. So now I am actually coaching women leaders to actually find themselves, unleash their true potential, and also create their own success. Yes, so that's what I do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. So welcome once again. So glad to have you on our show. So let's dive right into it. What was your biggest personal breakthrough or aha moment during this amazing retreat?
Oh, I unfortunately I can't stand here and tell you that I had one of these, big transformations that you sometimes or quite often hear when you listen to Dr. Joe and all the stories of transformation. I do hope that I will one day because I will continue with his meditations and learning his work and doing my work. I had many aha moments, because it was so different to be there, like to be there physically in place and to listen to him, to be in that energy. I mean, I was in Basel in Switzerland. It was 2.5 days of this progressive retreat, and we were over 8,000 people from 60
Wow.
different countries, like people from everywhere, and like different genders, women and men, and all different ages. And it was really amazing. And everybody's there, just like with this positive energy and hoping to heal, to transform, to change, and to learn. So it was really a special energy. So I had like really aha moments of learning, I can say, because this retreat was a mix of teachings. Dr. Joe was teaching, of course, showing like research, and stories of transformation, and then of course a lot of meditations as well. I never meditated so much in so short period of time.
Wow.
So I had, some things that he explained, even if I heard it before, like from him speaking online and watching, I think I didn't get it really. So it just went in. And he also has like a special way of teaching. He makes you like really listen, and then he makes you like ask you to talk to your partner that you're sitting with, just a person next to you, to repeat what he says. He repeats himself in different like versions and through meditations and teachings and everything. And and some techniques as well, not just the knowledge, some techniques of doing the meditation and the breath work as well. He does a special kind of breath work. It was really amazing. So I never experienced such deepness, I would say, before. And also, since then, I've been doing meditations for some while, but I've been doing them. But since I came back, I'm just like that's I do that first thing in the morning. I've been before, but it's really my special moment of the day. I just can't wait to do it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So for
yeah,
someone who struggles maybe with meditation or
yeah.
visualization, what advice
Mm.
would you give them based on what you have learned? Is there something new?
Yes, I can actually give you something simple that I heard from Dr. Joe, and he says like there are no bad meditations. And I think that's so profound, that's so simple and so powerful yet. Because I think many of us were, am I doing it wrong? And I start to like many think I did. I can say for myself, I would start meditating and then I would catch myself like my thoughts somewhere else, and then I would come back, or I would, start, I don't know, thinking about how I was meditating, something like that. But he says there are like no bad meditations, and it's actually a practice. So you need to give yourself some time, some patience. And for me, I'm not an expert, and I can say it wasn't easy to begin with. It's easier now. I don't know. It's easier to relax into it, I guess. So
Mm,
that's with practice. I think with time, with practice, you learn how to relax like faster and easier.
yeah,
And it's a lot about relaxation and just being in the moment. So I think it's just to give yourself some time.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like meditations before, but now I can say I truly love them. And
Mm,
I myself used to have sometimes um challenges doing the meditation because I would get into it and I would fall asleep. So I'm like,
okay.
okay, well, am I getting out of anything? I'll just fall asleep.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
funny when I actually started doing meditations with Dr. Joe Dispenza, not in a real retreat like you, but I do them,
yeah.
online at home, listen. And it was amazing to see the difference in his meditations. And because if you've never listened to it, you should. He has this really unique voice, and it's, and
Yes.
now, and this,
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
listening, I was like, okay, what's happening? But it actually,
Yes.
first time ever, I actually didn't fall asleep
Yeah.
and was really taken into really interesting things happening, their awareness would shift. You would see release in your body certain
Mm,
chemicals and things like that. And it was just like, wow, this his stuff actually does work. So for me, I found that it was aligning with maybe proper meditation techniques for myself, and
mm,
I see a big difference. But at the same time, going back to what something you said, sometimes it takes time for your
mm.
brain to accept something new. And
Yeah,
sometimes it happens very quickly. Sometimes it takes that gradual, it's like, oh,
yeah,
this is what
yeah,
you want me to do now. Okay, let's get into it. Takes time. You got to give
yeah.
yourself grace.
Sure.
So I totally get it. I always love
Yes.
meditations because he has such a unique, profound voice when he does the meditations. My
Yes.
friend's like, how do you get over the voice? I say,
Yeah.
just just get into the flow of the meditation, what you forget the voice, and it'll actually blend in. After some time, you won't even bother you anymore. Yeah, at
Yeah.
the beginning, I was also like, whoa, I'm awake now.
Yeah. I think that I don't think I know that's intentional. Everything with his meditation is intentional. The voice, the tone of the voice, how they
Yeah,
where they put it, and the music, and the pace. Everything is very very intentional. So, but it is different. I remember when I think it was a couple of years, something like that. When I first tried Dr. Joe, I first, it was too weird for me. I was just like, oh, this is too weird, space, and I don't know, the voice and talking about space and my ear in space. I was like, this doesn't work for me at all,
yeah,
so but then there was, like you said, there was something special about it. So I
yeah,
just kept, like going back frequently, trying some things. And then I was just like, I hooked. Then I was just like, just doing his meditations at the end, so
yeah. And there are
yeah.
different techniques
But
for a reason.
yeah,
Exactly. And one thing, even myself, because English is not my first language, and then I was sitting like,
me
what
too.
space is he talking about? I'm like,
Yes.
hey, Google, can you help? And then I'm like, because I want to do the technique properly, and because I
Yeah.
was like, okay, ChatGPT, what does Dr. Joe Dispenza mean when he's really talking about the space? Can you elaborate
Yeah.
more, go in depth? So when I
Yeah.
started reading more, I was like, oh, okay, so it's I knew it wasn't the space like cosmos or but
Yeah.
it helped me understand more if he was more referring to from his point of view and
Yeah.
scientific and everything. I was like, oh, okay. So kind of
Yeah.
you learn, you get into it
Yeah.
more, you understand it better, and therefore you can go deeper into what's being
Absolutely.
presented too. So it's
Absolutely.
not just the first layer, you get into it, you embody it, and then you go from there. So I love it. I'm truly his fan of the work he does because
Yeah.
like you and I, we both started with Bob Proctor and went on with our stuff,
Yeah.
but I felt like when I got it, Dr. Bob Proctor, and then the next step, when I stumbled upon Dr. Joe Dispenza, it was at the right time for the
Mm.
journey I was on because it kind of tied everything for me together for finally because I was ready for it. It was divine timing. So I love that because sometimes we see something years earlier and we're like, I'm not sure what this is, but then we stumble
Yeah.
upon it again because now we're
Yeah.
open to receive, we're open to
Yeah.
expand on
Yeah.
it. But it was already paving its time for us in the future.
Yeah.
So Dr. Joel talks about a lot about rewiring the brain. What was the
Yeah.
most powerful technique that you may have learned for shifting limiting beliefs? Was there anything you guys talked about that?
Yes, yes, we did. He talks about that a lot, So, and I think he talks about that is quite a lot connected to living in the past. That's what he talks about, for many people, maybe most people, that we are just like reliving our past memories, and have this habitual, behavior that we are not even aware of. So we're just recreating the same reality over and over again, and those limiting beliefs come from that as well. So it is, it was a big part was about that, learning how to actually, yes, you need to understand that, of course, but not get stuck in the past, but you need to, learn to how to release that actually, and to stay present, and to believe in the unknown that is in your destiny, your future instead, and that you can change. You can change, and then your reality can change as well. And that was a big part. But we did like some practical, steps as well through meditation, for example, where we, for example, had a short exercise when we were like stating first like what's limiting us, and then we were writing about what, like you choose something that you want, like a goal or something, and you like write a letter to yourself, what that would look like, and
Mhm.
then you choose like maybe five short like bullet points with some specification how that could look like. For example, if I want some new job or something, and one of those specifications could be I want to work like from wherever in the world, I want to feel free to work like wherever I am. So, and then you also, think about how would you feel if you had that. And you specify those like elevated emotions like gratitude, love, abundance, whatever you want to feel when it's done. And when we did a meditation, and those meditations are all, when he did that live with us, but they are all on his website, so you can actually buy. So I
Yeah.
bought the like some of them, like that I didn't had afterwards. So there is a meditation, maybe there are several, where you actually we meditated through the event as well. So where you just first, you of course, go and connect to your heart. That's the big thing, in Dr. Joe's meditation, connecting to the heart is a big thing, and then also heart brain coherence. So you connect to your heart, and then you elevate your brain as well. So you think about that intention that you had for that goal, and then you go back to your heart and start feeling those elevated emotions. So it is, I would say, in his meditations, it's like visualization is really different. It's not like, I think for most of us in general terms, visualizations, you really, we just you actually focus on visualize, seeing in your mind, usually seeing, absolutely feeling as well what you want to have or experience or something like that. It's a lot more about having the intention, just like feeling, stating and feeling that intention, with your brain somehow, and then feeling those emotions when you already have that.
Mm-hmm.
That is, the visualization part actually in his meditations, and you do that through a meditation. It was like really beautiful, I would say, and deep, and I've been, doing that then continuously back home as well. So yeah,
Yeah. And that's so true. Like the heart and brain coherence is one of the key things, I believe, because even myself, as I was getting into things, I feel like a lot of us do that on some level when we maybe first start, or like you think, and then at some point you do something scatterbrain, we call it, and then oh, now you're feeling. And a
yeah,
lot of times we think, we feel, but on separate
yeah,
times, because we're so busy with everything. Like, I mean, yeah, sometimes you sit down in a meditation, you're able to maybe go through the steps properly and get that beautiful heart and brain coherence. But when we're busy and we only have those few minutes, sometimes we just, oh, think meditation, but we forget that other step in it, whereas the feeling, getting into the
yeah,
next level, and then
yeah,
really immersing yourself at that flow of that energy in
yeah,
and out. Um, because for the most part, honestly, when I even started, our brains are scattered. It's like what we're gonna eat next, what we're gonna do next, and then you're like, okay,
yes,
come back to the moment
yeah,
again, and you're like, you
yeah,
do it, and all of a sudden you skip out again. It's like it takes
yeah,
time, it takes dedication
yes,
and that discipline to get into yourself, quiet that mind of ours, because it's truly busy for the most part.
yes, yes,
And then even now myself, sometimes when I'm about my day doing things, breathing is the fastest way to get it back into alignment, because
mm,
what do? We breathe every day. But how many times do
mm,
you actually notice you breathing? You
mm,
hardly don't, because it's on automatic, right? You
yeah,
okay, heart breathe. Oh, okay, pump. We don't have to do it. It's automatic. But now I was like, okay, I'm breathing. Do the breathing, because if I can do a meditation at that moment, because I mean, obviously some of us work and have kids and whatever, at least I do my breathing exercise. And it
yes,
tells you, my
yes,
brain, like Dr. Joe
absolutely,
Dispenza tells us, that you're sending a signal that, hey,
mm,
it's my
yeah,
time to realign,
yeah,
no matter what's going on, because
yeah,
right away you're like, I feel the calmness come down, and you're like, wow, so when you're actually doing
yes,
the meditation, give yourself
yes,
that time to, with your mind, with your heart, go to the flow. And then one
yeah,
of my mentors says, and then take it to the next level, then feel
mm,
it more, and then one more time. A lot of us,
okay,
and even myself, I feel like we scratch the surface, we're like, oh, that feels good, and then off we go. But
yeah,
you should go into the second layer of that, and then the third one, then you're really embodying it, you
yeah,
know, and then
absolutely,
you're feeling it more, you're able. And then I even noticed, like recently, like some things I want, it just happened like that, because that's how much faster I can control certain things, and align with them much faster, right? So it's
mm,
amazing when we learn, when we still have to do things, but they come more effortlessly, and it's so
yeah,
true. But sometimes at the beginning, it's like, what? That makes no sense.
yeah,
Sure does after
absolutely,
some time. So
absolutely,
this is such a beautiful event you went to, and
yeah,
myself, I would love to be on one of those one
yeah,
day, and I will. It's just a matter of divine time.
yeah.
This is the moment. I love hearing these things, and I think you did mention it, but did you witness or experience any transformational healing stories during the event, or did you guys have somebody there who was talking about, like, hey, I had this healing?
Yeah, yes, actually we did. There were like absolutely a lot of transformation stories and presented, by Dr. Joe. But then we actually had one person live. She didn't had the transformation during the event, but before. But she was at the event, so they asked her to tell her story, and it was just amazing. And it went straight to my heart also because she's a mother, and then it was about her boy, so and herself, of course. So she told us a story about when she gave birth to her boy, and it was during COVID, and she lives in Slovenia, and she was just left alone for hours, and just to keep it short, when the boy was born, had problems with his brain and other problems as well, and they didn't think he would survive, but he did. And then he was quite sick, so they needed to go to hospital like every second week, and it was like emergency over emergency, emergency, even with helicopter. And she was, she went through the divorce. Her husband left her. He didn't had any, on the financial side, it was really bad. So it was really, she was falling apart. And I think she told us when I think the child was about 3 years old, she was like at the bottom. So she was like on the verge of ending her life, but she couldn't because she had a son, so because she had him to take care of. But she was like really out of it. And I think I don't really remember exactly how she found out about Dr. Joe and his meditations, but I think she saw his book and started reading and then found meditations. And then she thought, I don't have anything else. I will just try this. And it was, I think, the first time in since her son was born that she had like 4 days of off, or she had a babysitter for 4 days. And it was the first time she had some time off since he was born. So she spent those all like 4 days meditating. And she didn't tell us this, but she had like many of these mystical experiences, and she just didn't want to stop. So, and after that, I don't know how long after that, but she also healed herself. She had some issues with her lungs, and she just mentioned that like that wasn't important, but all of that healed. It just disappeared. But her son started to get better, and they didn't go, I think, to hospital like for a year. He started to eat, he started to sleep, to talk. He couldn't talk. It was the thing. He couldn't even talk. He started to talk short sentences. He started to get stronger. He could run, he could play with other kids. And it took a year before they even went to hospital again. And he's just getting better and better. And she's just like continuing. And she had spoken to somebody that's I think some kind of consultant that works for Dr. Joe. They have these people in all over the world, and this consultant told her that you can actually not just heal yourself, but you are so deeply connected to your son, so he heals through you. So she could heal him through her meditating. And it was just, one of these stories. She was there in person, and she was crying and telling. So it was so emotional. And you cannot not to believe this, when you see it in front of your eyes. And she was showing pictures of her son. So it was like, it was unbelievable, really.
Wow.
It was, yeah,
That is amazing. What a
yeah,
transformation. And,
yeah,
the biggest thing I would say, sometimes when we're going through things, we think that we can't, for some reason, we're not worthy, it's not going to happen
yeah.
to me. But you know what? That's not true, and
Mm,
it's available for everybody. We just have to believe that it
mm,
is possible for even for us, whatever things we're going through, that the healing is possible for us or the transformation is possible for us too. We just have to reach out and go after what we want. That is not out there, that it's
mm.
actually starts from within. And that's why we have so many tools out there, so many people to guide us and on the journey. So if whoever's listening, if you think that you can get the healing, yes, you can. You just have to reach out and find a source and just follow your intuition and heart, and it will happen to you as well. I love this so much, and I love hearing these stories of transformation. Of course, I follow Dr. Joe Dispenza online and hear, you know, the way people transform their lives. So it's absolutely amazing the work he does.
Yeah.
For those who can't maybe attend a live event, and what are some simple yet powerful takeaways they can apply with Dr. Joe's teachings? I know you've mentioned meditations,
Yeah.
breath work, I think is another one, right?
Yeah, yes. He doesn't do, that's breath work that he does together with his meditations. So, and you can get it along with in many meditations, it's included actually. But I believe, that he does a lot of, seminars as well. And so, but I think the easiest thing is to actually go to his website because there is like everything on his website. I'm not working with Dr. Johnson. I'm not, I'm just telling what I'm doing. There are meditations, there are courses, there is everything. And if you can, I think also that you can subscribe for his like monthly newsletter or something like that. And they also send you information. They have discount sometimes. So I think it's an easiest way. Of course, you can go to YouTube,
Yeah,
and, and listen to the free stuff as well. I started there. There's nothing wrong with that. I just noticed I can mention that I think they're using also sometimes his like voice and stuff like that in places that's really not legit. So you should be a little bit careful maybe what
yeah,
you are, when you're looking
exactly.
at YouTube, yes, on free stuff.
Yeah,
But you can always, begin there, and then his website is really full of
yeah,
meditations and teaching. And I think, I did like together with this, we got like a short, like but quite intense course that I think you can buy, and this was very valuable. So I think for someone that is not so into his stations, many of these things I heard before, but still, I still went through it 2 times and included like teachers, I don't know how many, maybe 5, 6, master classes, and then a couple of meditations as well that are quite like maybe basic level, where he explains as well what's happening in those meditations and everything. I think like, investing in something like that, it is not too expensive at all. Is a great thing.
yeah,
So you don't need to go to a live event. I mean, I've been trying his meditations and following for a couple of years, and this is the first time I went. It's not always easy. I mean,
yeah.
it's an investment. You need to take time. Everything, yeah, needs to fit in. Yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's the
yeah,
thing, if certain video or post finds you, it's because it was meant to find you. So if this video
yeah,
has helped you in any way to be like, hey, I know things are possible for me too, and that's all you got out of this video, then go out there and get it. Don't
yeah,
wait and dwell on something maybe you're not worth enough or can't do it, it's impossible. Dismissal that and go after what you want, your dream, whether it doesn't have to be an illness, it could be something else, your dream job,
yeah,
your dream vacation, I don't know,
yeah,
a dream house,
yes,
it
yes,
goes in any direction you want it to, but know that it's possible.
yes.
I love this so much. Jasmina, thank you so much for sharing this. One last thing you like to share with us, golden nugget.
Yeah, I think I just want to end with saying what you really need to do is to believe. That is the thing. I think many of us can say that we believe or come there and say we believe it, but it might not always be the real truth, just say, but to truly believe it, because I think that is what you need actually. You can practice things, but if you don't just, if you're doubtful, if you don't really believe it, you will not let it in. So just believe it. And I mean, in whatever you choose to do, it doesn't have to be Dr. Joe's meditations. There are
Exactly.
other things that you can use. So many tools out there. But I think believing that you can change. That's the key. And
I
if
love
you
that.
believe it, and when you change, not if, when you change, then you
Yeah.
can change everything around you as well and inside of you. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I asked all my guests this, and I've asked you before, but since you're here and you had this amazing weekend, the name of the podcast is Rise and Thrive Mornings with Intention. So, since the last time we talked to now, how important do you think setting an intention is?
Oh, so important. So important. And I love this, theme of this podcast. That's mornings with intention as well. Because for me, at least, mornings are like so important. And I do set my intention in the morning. And I love taking time for myself in my morning. So that really sets the day. So that is intention is like everything. It's not everything, but it is as it is. Yes.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
then to remember that intention during the day. That is also the
That's
trick.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and
Yes, to remind yourself.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Set that watch
Yeah.
or whatever, just to
Yes. Yes.
remind you throughout the day that I love that golden
Yeah.
nugget too. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, guys, for
Thank
tuning in
you.
with us. Thank you, Jasmina, for being here with us. I'm so excited for everything, and you glowing, girl. You're just glowing.
Yeah.
You do, but even after that, as I saw some of the first times you come out, I was like, wow, she's just glowing. Look at her. Yeah,
Yeah.
so thank you so much for sharing your light,
Thank
and I
you.
hope everyone has a beautiful day. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Thank you
Thanks.
for having me.
You're welcome. Take care.
My name is Joe Dispenza. I run an organization called Encephalon. I've written 4 books, and we teach people at events the neuroscience and the biology of how to change, how to transform. We teach people how to come up against those survival systems and work on reconditioning the body to a new mind. We've come down to a simple formula of brain and heart coherence that frees people's minds and opens their hearts and leads them to that door of unlimited possibilities. For the first time in the history of meditation studies, a group of scientists have discovered something really profound that's happening inside someone's body when they apply this formula. If what we uncovered is proof in the scientific field that our greatest human potential has been our thoughts and feelings, my hope is that we'll finally push the needle on the next phase of health and healing for humanity. The amazing thing about it is that when the data says it, I'm not saying it any longer. The data is actually saying it.